So CPAC is going on this week, and CPAC is the Conservative Political Action Conference. It's where the hardcore right-wing base, gets together and they say silly things to each other and they turn their brains off and clap like seals. So the MyPillow guy was doing an interview, and there's a reporter from, I think, Salon here. I didn't know that Salon actually did any original reporting, but apparently they do. Here's a reporter from Salon questioning the MyPillow guy, Mike Lindell. I think his name is Mike Lindell, one or the other. This guy is TFG as TFG gets, the MyPillow guy. Every conspiracy theory, he buys hook, line, and sinker. He probably has said like there are 4 or 5 times that Trump was already supposed to be reinstated as president. But that doesn't deter him from now thinking, no, this like 27th time that I think he's going to be reinstated, this time is definitely going to happen. So he's being pressed a little bit by a reporter. You can't hear much of what the reporter says here, but you could see what the MyPillow guy responds with. And then at the end, they get into a full-on argument, and it's hilarious.
These are lawyers. The Supreme Court is there to protect our country. Have you watched Absolute on 9-0? He watched it. Zachary watched it. That's pretty good for a journalist. You know, that in our country, I compliment him. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you, and I'll tell everybody. In our country's history, every single elected official, if there's fraud involved, there's not a statute of limitation. They take the guy that won, they put him back in office, and it's just never happened at the presidential level. We're doing a quo warranto after the whole world sees on the 10th, 11th, and 12th that we have the packet captures for the whole election, and they're going to go, whoa. And then the Supreme Court will vote 9-0 to pull this down. And you consider, come on, Mike, you know what? I'm just telling you that what's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, if they don't watch it, that's where the whole public's going to go. You have to protect our country. You have to protect our country. If they don't do it, then you got states like Arizona. Right now the audits are done, or they're getting done. Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, all them audits will be done. When they find, like, I don't need them. I don't need those. I'm just telling you, when those come down too, that's just, let me explain this. He's got a good point. With the packet captures, everybody, you do. Yep. No, I know. I'm leaving in 2 minutes, right? And you guys, I'm going to tell everybody really quick. I'm going to tell everybody really quick. The packet captures we have, we do not need those audits, but if you have the packet captures, which we do, but if you didn't have them, all them audits are going to prove the exact same thing. So you have 2 things here. You have 2 pathways to pull this election down, and it's getting pulled down. So, but I got to go, everybody. I got my good friend Ben Carson coming here. Sorry, Zachary. I'm getting, because Ben Carson's coming in here.
All right, folks, we're going to go to
and I'll come back. Are you going to be here this afternoon?
Come on in, Dr.
Are you going to be here this afternoon?
Come on in. We'll have you sit right here.
Here, come on in here. My good friend, Mr. Ben Carson. God bless you, sir.
Okay. All right.
All right. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing? Yeah, good to see
Thanks
you.
for being with us.
Oh, absolutely. How are things going?
Good. I think we're live right now, but they're still shooting some of this over here. They can't figure out which they want to cover. Me interviewing you or him fighting with the press? Yes, go right ahead.
Okay.
He just asked Zachary if he likes destroying our country. Zachary with Salon, who's been at our booth for days.
Oh, man. He asked that guy if he likes destroying the country because he's asking, like, very basic questions about the MyPillow guy's wild theory about how Trump is going to get back in office very shortly. You know, I will say this about the MyPillow guy. He definitely believes everything he's saying. I could tell he believes everything he's saying. He means it. But I'm just amazed that he does believe it, and he does mean it, because for the love of God, dude, how do you not understand that it's over, it's done, it's gone? I mean, if he was out there pushing Trump 2024 over and over and over, that's one thing, because he loves Trump, and so I'd see that, and I'd be like, of course he's doing that, he loves Trump. But at this late date to still be like, I swear he's going to get back in there. Just give me 5.5 minutes. And I got some guys. We got some guys from the CIA we're talking to. They got some guys at the Pentagon. You know, been on the phone with John Voight. John Voight's going to be involved. He might end up being in the administration. We love John Voight, don't we, folks? I think we love him. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? It's over, son. He said, quote, this election is getting pulled down. Dog, that's not a thing. Like, that's not... You can't just say some shit when it's not a thing. The election is getting pulled down. Election is getting pulled down. Biden's, like, deep into his time in office now. How do you not understand this? And Trump feeds into all this, by the way, because he does these press releases where he'll say, like, 2024 with a question mark, and then he'll say, or sooner. So that's like a wink and a nod to the Q people, like, please keep loving me and pay attention to me. The only reason I don't kill myself is because you guys talk about me a lot, and I love it when people talk about me. It's the only way I can come. Oh, man. They lost dozens and dozens of court cases. There were, over 60 court cases on the election? And I think the Trump people lost every one but one, and the one that they won was just over some procedural nonsense. And people like this guy are still like, nope, totally fake, totally fraudulent, not buying any of it. I mean, hold on. Even if you thought the election was definitely stolen, which the evidence of that is horrendous, but even if you thought that, to take that next giant mental step, that leap of like, and therefore I know Trump is going to be back in office by August or in August. I don't think he understands how silly that makes him look, man. I really don't think he understands that. But I think the real thing to fear here is not even this guy. It's how many people are out there that actually think exactly like him or very close to how he thinks. Because that's a scary thought. Because if you think it's like 25% of the population or 30% of the population, that's a lot of fucking people, bro. That's a lot of people. And what do you do with TFGs like that? What do you do? What do you do? I think that my, ability to persuade people who don't agree with me and over time sort of chip away and then eventually get them to agree with us on a lot of stuff, I'm second to none on that front, I think. Now, maybe I'm wrong. It's possible I'm wrong, but I really think that that's one of the things I'm most proud of is that. But even I look at these guys and I'm like, www.ain'tnohopeson.org. That's what I see when I look at these guys. And I take no joy in that. That doesn't make me happy. That makes me sad, actually. But listen, at some point, you're going to have to let it go. At some point, you got to say, you know what? I'm just talking to myself. It's like talking to a brick wall in this situation. And in this situation, it is like that. But what percentage of the population? If we're lucky, it's only like 10 or 15%. But even 10 or 15% is a freakishly high, raw number of human beings in the United States of America. That's upsetting. And the sources that they trust are sources that are provably, verifiably incorrect about almost everything. And here we are. By the way, this guy created a free speech social media platform that is anti-free speech. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. We covered that on this show. I think he had rules like no cursing, no anti-religious stuff, no porn, etc., etc. He created a free speech platform that is anti-free speech, which proves what? That when these guys talk about free speech, they don't mean it. They're not actually principled in support of free speech. They just want to be the censors. They want to be the ones who control who can say stuff and who can't, and what people are allowed to say. He just wants to be the censor. He just doesn't want others being the censor. So ridiculous. The election is getting pulled down. Yeah, that journalist barely pushing back and asking like standard questions, he's destroying the country. Imagine believing that. The one thing I don't doubt is this guy's sincerity, but that's really not a compliment. In fact, it's terrifying. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.